Branden back for more episodes of Branden's Board Problems. And today's issue is, I guess, being selfish in a relationship. My ex always criticized me for being selfish, and in a way, like, I know it's true. I definitely have my own selfish tendencies. Like, I'm an only child. I've been a spoiled brat my entire life. I was single until I was nearly 27 years old, and honestly, it is difficult going from, like, you've been on your own your whole life or just doing things in your own way, and then suddenly like you're in a relationship with someone, so it's like you have to compromise, you have to like share, you have to like be with someone 24/7, because that's all new to me. Like, I'm not used to being around people that much, even if it's like someone I love. Like, I do feel like with my ex I never got tired of them, or like definitely didn't want to like not be around them, but there were like times where it's like, okay, I feel like I don't even have time for myself or things I enjoy anymore. It can be even just like simple things like going to the gym, or just like going to like listening to the music when I listen to, or like wanting to watch my shows that I know he doesn't like, that like I just want to watch on my own and don't have to deal with him like complaining, or like having to always find something that like the both of us can watch. Because just like sometimes like you want things on your own, like even if you're a parent, like you know you have to like do things for your kid. You want them to watch what they want to watch. You want them to be entertained. You want them to be happy. But it's also like you need time for yourself. You just can't be around someone like 24/7. Like, they need like time for you so that you can like recuperate, recover, like do what you need to do for your mental health and to feel good about yourself. And I just feel like I was losing that in my relationship, and that it definitely had negative implications for the relationship, when like I love being on my own, but like I love being in a relationship as well. But it's also like I need time to myself. Like, I need to be able to do the things that I enjoy, that I've been enjoying since before I even met you, before you came into my life, and I know that it's good for me and my mental health and my stability, and just enjoying things I love to do in life, but also trying to balance that with a relationship. And I honestly felt like that was probably one of the hardest things to deal with, especially at the end, just because you're like, I feel like I have no time for myself, but I feel like I'm giving my all to this person. But I also feel like it's bullshit that he called me selfish, since like there are times he had like nothing and I was always by his side. Like, he was broke, his phone didn't work, he didn't have a car, like he was homeless, got kicked out by his parents, was like disowned by his family after he came out, like, and I was there for him. And I feel like that's like the most selfless I've ever been for anyone in my entire life. So I feel like it's ridiculous to like call someone else selfish for, when I feel like they've actually shown you that they've been selfless when it actually mattered, and like it was like life or death situations, like dating someone that was like suicidal, and like you would like give your all to this person, your time, your energy, to like make sure they're okay, to take care of them, to make sure they're not on their own, because you're even just scared to leave them on their own. But it's also just like, yeah, sometimes I'm selfish, or maybe like I don't want to have sex when you want to have sex, or like I definitely was guilty of that. Like, whenever he was like, I'm horny, I want to fuck, like I was just like not about it. But I also feel like anal sex has never really been like my thing. But in another way, just like if you're in, I guess, a toxic relationship and like it's so dysfunctional, like you don't really have like the trust and chemistry and connection. Like, it's like I'm attracted to you, I enjoy hooking up with you, but it's like they have to put in all the effort to go like all the way and like want to fuck, and then you're just like not like sexually compatible, and like they just want to fuck like hardcore, and you're more into like intimacy and whatnot. It's just like not working. But I also feel like that is, I guess, a way of being selfish. You need to compromise. It's like, okay, they're like having sex one way, you like having sex another way. You both have to like find the balance and work it out and make sure you both are pleasuring each other. And I guess the way like that I didn't work on it, I guess, as much, or just being willing to, I guess, give in and give up my whole to please them. And it just felt like, if I'm not gonna enjoy it, why am I gonna fuck you? Like, I guess that is a selfish tendency I don't need to work on in terms of sex, and it's what my ex like criticized me about. But I also feel like if your relationship isn't stable, like what's the point? If you're not giving me the stability, trust, honesty, commitment, loyalty, faithfulness that I need in a relationship, why would I want to fuck you? Like, that's another way. But I guess it's a balance of selfish and selfless, and like wanting to compromise in relationships. I feel like in my next relationship, I will try to not be a selfish lover and not want to fuck my partner if I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy it. So I guess that means you should fuck them when you know you aren't gonna enjoy it. I don't know. It's difficult to kind of figure it out, but I mean, I guess if you get to a point where you do feel like you love, trust, and want to fuck this person as opposed to feeling obligated. It's a difficult situation, I guess, figuring out sexual incompatibility in a relationship and selflessness. But yeah, other ways I guess the idea of selfish is like when I get bitchy or snappy, but it's also like, okay, this relationship's already draining everything out of me. I have no time to myself. Like, you are a burden into my life. Like, I'm being sucked of all my happiness and joy. So it's like, of course, you're gonna get snappy and bitchy and an attitude because you feel like you aren't doing the things that you usually do to release your energy, and that makes you feel happier. So yeah, I do feel like just making sure that balance, that I do have time to myself to be on my own, but also balance it in a relationship to make sure that I can dedicate my love and affection to the person I'm with. And then I guess honesty went on. I guess my ex hated my blog and then talking about a relationship. And that is harder for me to give up because, like, I've been doing that since before I was even single. So, like, I mean, before I was, like, yeah, I've been doing that since my entire life. Well, not my entire life, but since like the past 8 years. So it's, like, hard to just be like, okay, I'm just going to stop talking about a relationship. You know, I talk about literally every single relationship I've ever had since I was, like, 19. But I do think, I guess, it's better to add some privacy into your relationships, and that if your ex or person you're dating isn't comfortable with that, that I could be willing to give up the blog. Well, I mean, I was, but then we still broke up anyway, so I was like, fuck it, why am I giving up shit for you when you clearly are, like, you're temporary in my life? Like, why would I give up blogging about my relationship when it's like my blog is something I've been doing forever and you're just a temporary factor in my life? See, it's like all that give and take, pros and cons. It is hard to, I guess, find that balance of being selfish and selfless in a relationship, because you're really just trying to find, like, what are you willing to give up that you love, but you also love this person and you want to make the relationship work, and finding that balance to bring your life together. And that's really just, honestly, I think the most difficult part of a relationship for me is, like, finding that healthy balance of yourself and making sure you're okay and not, like, sacrificing yourself for this relationship, and also trying to make the relationship survive and be with the person you love, and finding that balance of we are going to be together as one. And I feel like that didn't work out in my past relationship, but I want to make sure that in my next and future relationships that I do find that balance where I don't feel like I'm compromising or losing myself or the things that I love, but also making sure to show this person that I do love them, I am listening to what they have to say, I do care about their feelings, and trying to be the best boyfriend possible. So yeah, I guess I realized that it is hard to, I guess, balance being selfish, since I know I definitely have selfish tendencies and always have, but it was my first relationship. It was a learning experience, so I do feel like I'm at least open-minded and I'm aware of what my faults were, so I can at least try to fix them in all my future relationships. So thanks for joining me for another episode of Branden's Boy Problems.